My mother and I got into it, and she hit me in my face with her purse. What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva, and I'm coming here once again with my thoughts on this week's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. We've been away for a week, I guess maybe because we had the BET Awards, but okay, we still could have just had an episode. The only thing I cared about with the BET Awards, of course, was the tribute to Nipsey Hussle and Mary J. Blige and Tyler Perry. The rest they could have just kept. Oh, and Regina Hall did a fantastic job hosting. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. This was sex, lies, and butter knives. Basically, it was butter knives because it looked like Miss Candiace at the top of the episode was just going to butter Ashley's forehead with a damn butter knife, like full frontal assault. And it all came to a head because it is all the makings of Candiace and her mouth. Monique had already told her that you're starting to become like Ashley. And she kind of is. Even though, just because her husband said something about sucking possibly Juan's penis doesn't necessarily make Ashley's marriage fake. It might just make it open. But either way, again, I'm Sophia the Diva. If this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I need all the subscribers I can get. Please don't make me go back to corporate America. I need to get to 1,000. We're at 360 something now. In addition, we learned that purse swap came at Candiace at the hands of her own mother. I don't get Dorothy. How you gonna lose control like that? And you're supposed to be teaching people how to keep themselves in control. I don't know what kind of therapist, psychotherapist, or psychiatrist you are, but no, ma'am. So Giselle got a lot of tea from Candiace when they had dinner or lunch or whatever it was at Candiace's husband, Chris's restaurant, Barbecue Pit, which I'm definitely going to go visit when I go to D.C. I've got to get hold of some of his food. Giselle made it seem so exotic, like something better than sex. But here's the deal. Here's what happened. This is the gist of the episode, which means I probably won't have to hold you guys long. Here's the thing. Candiace told Giselle a partial truth. What Monique said about Katie was, when I first met Katie, I thought she was so prim and proper with her head stuck up in the air. But then when I saw her, it's like it's Amistad, like so free, like or something to that effect. But basically what Monique was saying is that, Katie is not as stuffed up as I thought she was. Like she's very free looking. And who knows, maybe she had just watched Amistad or something, and then that made her think of that. Can I share with y'all? I've never seen Amistad. I was supposed to. But, slave movies and all this, it's part I still haven't finished When They See Us. I just can't. But anyway, so now Giselle, armed with this information, goes and meets up with Ashley and Robin. She repeats the entire conversation that she had with Candiace. And I thought that I thought that Giselle was trying to be a big sister to Candiace. But instead, for a storyline, she spilled all the tea. She also talks about how Candiace feels like the tears that Michael was shedding at the Rainbow Baby Party was fake and a fraud, and that they're just a fake and a fraud. What I didn't understand is why would Giselle tell Ashley and Robin about what Candiace said, Monique said about Katie, and Katie wasn't present. I didn't understand that. Like, shouldn't you be telling Katie and not them? But Robin said something is strange with Ashley, but I'm not going to get in her business because I don't want her in my business, so I'm just going to stay in my lane and worry about me and mine in this damn rehab house I need to get finished. I think the reunion is going to be interesting because Giselle immediately started attacking Monique. Now, they just got in a good place, but because Giselle feels like Monique has attacked her friend, that gives her carte blanche to say whatever she wants to about Monique. And she basically said that Katie looks good in a head wrap better than Monique has, or better than Monique looks with her best hair day, or something to that effect. I was like, this reunion is going to be lit. There's a brief break from the drama where Karen and Mr. Ray, the Black Bill Gates, decide to take a dance class together, and we learn that Mr. Ray has 2 left feet. I join you, Mr. Ray. I recently took a step aerobics class thinking it was just going to be, everybody step up, step down, side to side, This shit was kickball, change step 1, 2, 1, 3. I was like, I don't know what that, you see, I can't even get my count on it. And I've had formal dance and gymnastics, but I was just like, what the hell? 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I have 2 left feet. I'm never coming back to that class again. I digress. The photo shoot that Monique had, that underwater photo shoot, I thought that was so beautiful. Oh my God, it was fabulous. The only thing that darkened it was having Ashley show up. Ashley, of course, has to spill the tea that Giselle said, that Candiace said, that Monique said. And Monique is like, well, we got to get this cleared up. And we all know that in the confessional, Candiace said, maybe I should have kept my mouth shut and maybe I should have told the whole story. So here we go. Then we see that Giselle is going to pursue getting this property in Bethesda, this rehab home. It looked like it was inhabited by meth heads or a meth lab at one point. But I mean, I've seen worse. I've seen some houses go from they ain't no hope Jesus to, oh Lord, look at God. Okay, look at God. Look what he can do. Plus, somebody was like, oh shit, it's a charade. Here we go with charade. I was like, I don't think this is going to be a she by charade situation. I think that, Mama Giselle said it best. She said her daughter is capable of doing it. She's determined to do something. And she also said, girl, you courageous. I was like, yes, she is. But I had thought about doing that too when I was in California, because honestly, that's the only way you can get a cheap house. Like maybe get one for $200,000 and then get like a rehab loan for about $60,000, $70,000 and hook it up. I also finally got clarification. I guess in the first season they were saying that Giselle does in fact live in a rental in Potomac, and there's nothing wrong with that. People often frown when people say that they are renting. There's a reason why people rent. Sometimes it's just not worth the headache to actually own anything because you're responsible for all the repairs. By the way, on the side note, y'all need to go to Instagram. If you have not, go visit Miss Karen Huger's page. Baby, she was serving some body for days, honey. I was like, okay, go ahead, Miss Karen Huger. Snatching edges. All right. Honey, she is in her 50s and she looks good. Now, I don't know if she's had any work or if she just, naturally just take care of herself. But Karen looked good. Okay, she looked good. That farm girl, city. Okay, she is very city, very pretty. Michael and Ashley. She's making him give up his pool table. My thing with them is this: since y'all are in the scheme of family planning, do you really want to? She said children, so I don't know if there's going to be another child. But she made him give his pool table. I was like, he should be able to keep his pool table. I don't see anything wrong with that. But if you're going to have children, maybe you should consider buying a home with a basement. That way he can have a man cave down there. What you want? Miss Pumpkin is being crazy. Come on. Oh, hey, Miss Pumpkin. Tell everybody, say hey. Look, Pumpkin, say hi. Say hi to the people. Oh, my baby. But anyways, they have the pool table removed, and because she feels like she has to childproof the house. Then that's when she shares that she's been invited to Candiace's for a tasting. Because, Chris is getting ready to put out a cookbook and he wants the ladies to come try some of the foods that he's going to put in the recipe. Then Michael talking about Candiace's house. You mean her mother's house? When did they buy a house? I was like, first of all, you walking around here talking about sucking other people's penises, so you need to shut the hell up before you start throwing shade. I guess it must have been Mother's Day or something. I forgot that Rob and them have turned vegan or vegetarian. And there was conversation about the vegan butter. But I thought it was really cute, and Juan really wanted to make sure that he had gotten the eggs on point for Robin. She says, you're feeding me eggs with vegan butter. And then I was like, I know, but are y'all vegan or vegetarian or pescatarian? I'm sorry, I got to have some protein other than something coming from some beans and nuts. Monique and Candiace meet up, and Monique was trying to get clarification about what was going on. So Candiace kind of slid out of her story and was like, I never said that you said she was a slave. Giselle said slave. And she was like, oh, because what Giselle asked was, Armistead as in like a slave, and you said yes. So tell the whole truth. But I was just like, I don't get it, Candiace. Where is this coming from? The day of the tasting occurs. Everyone shows up. I can tell that people were talking about they were exhausted. I'm like, what kind of neighborhood you live in? I hate neighborhoods like that. I would never buy in a neighborhood where my guest can't park in front of my house or in a driveway or something, because it just don't make any sense. Like, one time I used to live in a gated community where you couldn't even street park. Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, why? But either way, they all get there. Robin and Giselle, the first two were to arrive, and they try the food. Giselle finds it to be amazing, like one of the first appetizers she took. Candiace finally breaks down because Robin is like, I'm trying to understand why you are not a fan of Ashley. It seems like you're always coming for Ashley. And why do you think their marriage is a fake and a fraud? So finally, Candiace brings up the fact you must have forgot when Michael said that he wanted to suck somebody's peen. And Chris even got in and said, I think he said a sausage. He wanted somebody's sausage. But I take it wasn't Chris, because he didn't look too freaked out. I really believe it was Juan. I think they kind of let it slip. They tried to keep it undercover, but I'm pretty sure it was Juan. And then that's when Giselle was like, now I understand why you think that the marriage is a fraud and a fake. Now I understand where you're coming from. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Ashley and Michael may have an open marriage. He may be bisexual. She may be okay with him sleeping with other men. She may also be part of the sandwich. I mean, I'm just saying, we don't know. Maybe y'all should just come right out and ask her, hey, are you and Michael in an open marriage? And we see in one of the previews that Katie is like, well, is he gay or bisexual? I mean, just go ahead and give up the ghost. Because I'm wondering, like, why would you marry someone so young if you're not into vagina too? And not, I think he's bisexual. I really do. And then too, he could be one of those, as you know, European and some, you know, Australians, Aussies or whatever, you know, their way of looking at sexuality versus the angelic American Christian, it's different, okay? But after Giselle's reaction, I've decided that I must get to DC and I must visit Chris's restaurant. Ashley and Candiace get into it. It was like watching two pageant queens fight over who was going to get the crown. Lord help. But no one seems to understand why Candiace brings up the fact that Ashley shouldn't be drinking while she's pregnant. It's not because of the Surgeon General, as she's mentioned. It was because Ashley was the one who told us that she was going to give up alcohol and so she could get pregnant. That's how she pitched it to everyone. So I don't understand where the confusion is. Needless to say, the dinner goes downhill, and once again, Monique had already told Candiace that she was acting like her mother, and now Ashley done told her, and now Candiace has snapped, and now, you know, Ashley's forehead might get buttered up with a butter knife. I don't know, because ain't much you do with a butter knife other than do a hack job and maim somebody, I suppose. But that's the gist of the episode. The bottom line is this. That he said, she said, go between. Y'all need to get all parties that stand accused of the issue. Instead of talking amongst the group, you need to do just like Tanya did Eva in Real Housewives of Atlanta and just take her off to the side. But I know y'all need a storyline. It makes for good TV. Speaking of good TV, real briefly, I'm going to pause and talk right here about to having a whole Charlotte. Y'all, this shit even has spilled on into my damn timeline on Twitter. So, I'm not a fan of one of the cast members. Actually, two. And one of them I'm just kind of like, yawn. But for the most part, I like this cast having a whole Charlotte. Comes on every Saturday night on and it's fucking good. Elaine seems to think that she's like the HBIC. She's trying to emerge as the Nene of the group is what I'm gathering. And she has inserted herself into her so-called best friends or really good friends relationships, because he complains incessantly about the ex-wife of his now partner always inserting herself in a relationship, and she felt like, I'm tired of hearing about this, so I'm just going to drop it. And during this Thanksgiving episode, during the party that Peter and Josh put on, she said something, and now they all have to have a talk. And Elaine claims she doesn't want to be part of the Three Musketeers drama, but yet she inserted herself into it. So I just wanted to comment real briefly about that. We're going to talk more about that on the Diva Disturbed, but if you are not watching, I suggest you do, because she came on my page because, was it Josh? Josh said, oh, don't worry about it. He said, because at Christmas time, I'll be passing out gifts. Because I said, oh, Lord, every time they break bread, it seems like drama break out amongst this group. And Elaine came on with her Nicki Minaj, and it's handing out gifts. We'll see. I was like, oh, Lord, the drama, Lord. And either way, that's all I got. Be sure to check out the Diva Disturbed on Tuesday nights on BFAM 109.6. That's the Voscast, which is an internet radio streaming service. But look for BFAM 109.6. A Diva Disturbed will be in the building from 9:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. And we'll be talking more about To Have and Told Charlotte and some other things. Again, I will be having a guest on, Bella, and I should be also having a singer on out of Detroit. I'm not sure. I'll have to follow up with that. But either way, that's all I've got. I've been Miss Sophia the Diva. Y'all make it a great night. And stay fabulous. Oh, and be sure to subscribe to this channel.